Oh geez, fish up high. Those are probably those bigger ones too. Feel this one up there too. Got the school moving through. Oh, one on here. Feels decent. Oh, I think it's okay. That one will eat. Show you that one here quick. Crappie right on that Rosemore Outdoor Gear tungsten jig with a little plastic. We'll talk more about that in a second. Just got to capitalize when these fish cruise through like this. I think he's on. Oh, he wasn't. Come back. There he is. There he is. Took a few times, but we got him. Another eater. That's gonna taste good here in a little bit. There you can see little tungsten jig by Rosemore Outdoor Gear and a smaller crappie minnow. Got fish down there. This is what we want to see. Now we just want to see him bite. Another one coming up. This one's, oop. There we go. Got one going on here. Oh, I think I got one going on here too. Hopefully that one's stuck on. I wanted to at least set the hook into both of them. Whoa. That guy is feisty. See if this guy is, yeah, I'm sure he's not still on. That's okay. I'll drop that back down. I thought my best chance of landing both of them would be as if I set the hook on them both. There we go. That's a pretty good crappie right there. That might be one we throw back. Probably looking at that 12, maybe 13-inch range. But solid fish right there. Well, as you can see, we are finally set up. A little bit of a crazy start there. Was getting set up. We had a school of fish move through. I caught a few. Didn't have the cameras even rolling then. That's rookie mistake right there. Never drop a line until you get the cameras rolling. But as you can see, we are out doing some ice camping. These crappies can be a decent after dark bite, but I wanted to see how late these things will bite, and it might just completely shut off. We might catch fish throughout the night. Who knows? But I wanted to give it a shot, and I figured the best way to do that was to do some winter camping. It's something that's just a ton of fun to do, something that I don't do nearly as much as I would like. We're also going to be doing a little catch and cook here. I kept a few of those crappies to fry up. So I'm hitting all the clickbait here. Ice camping, catch and cook. What more can you ask for? I guess I could get the cops called on me, but yeah, we'll avoid that one. Ooh, 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 ooh. He's right on it. There, he popped it. Oh, man. Popped it, but he didn't stay with it. And basically, we're just hoping we get this. You know, one fish here, one fish there throughout the night. Keep the action going a little bit and just kind of camp out. Hopefully get woken up in the middle of the night by a flag. There he is. Oh, yeah, this is pretty awesome to be sitting in your sweatpants. Not in an ice castle. Ooh, that's a solid fish. Probably going to be too big again. Solid crappie right there. You can see that's on that Rosemore Outdoor Gear tungsten jig. That one's got that little skirt on it, which I really, really like. Just adds a little flare down there. Even if you have, you know, a waxy or something on that. I'll show this one off one more time. This one might be a hair big for what we want to keep, so we're going to let that one go. Show you that one here a little bit closer. That's that Rosemore Outdoor Gear tungsten jig. Got that little skirt on it. Like I said, it just adds a little bit extra. If your wax worm falls off, if you have a plastic on it, a little bit something extra just to attract some of those fish in, and have a few other things tied up just in case, but it's pretty tough to beat after dark like this, a tungsten jig and a crappie minnow. Turned up a little more. Come on. Slow but sure. There he bit. There he bit. Man, once he decided to go, he hit pretty good. Coming up with me. There we go. I think we're going to keep one of these and make our meal. So, we got one more here for a meal. Now we should be set. let's get a few of these guys cleaned up. One cruising through in the middle of cleaning fish. Come on. Keep coming. Already popped it. Oh, my hands are all greasy. You got off. You did not feel very big. My hands are having a tough time sticking on that reel because they're so slimy from cleaning these fish. Funny. See if he'll hit it a little better this time. There we go. This actually feels a little bit nicer than the last one, so maybe it's not the same fish, but that doesn't mean it's a big fish. Oh, there we go. Cleaning fish and catching fish. This one right on that smaller end of being a keeper. We've got our fish, so we're going to toss it right back. That's what's so nice too right now, and you know, we're not fishing in terribly deep water and these fish are suspended, so there is no worry of barrel trauma. I know that happens a lot in the wintertime. A lot of fish get killed because of the barrel trauma. But like I said, we're not fishing terribly deep, and those fish are cruising in about halfway, sometimes even shallower than halfway up. So not having to worry about that barrel trauma is always a nice thing as well when you're going to be potentially catching and releasing a few. What we're going to be doing is a little Ben's Original. And put that in the frying pan, get that all warmed up, put that on the plate, and then we'll get the fish a-cooking. Now we'll get the oil heating for the fish. So there, I've got my fish in the bag. Like I said, normally if it's patted dry, I'll put Frank's Red Hot on there. Throw a little catch and cook on there. Move it around to coat it. Flip them over. Nice and golden crispy. Not a lot better than this. Fish coming up. Flip these guys over. Now that is some serious multitasking right there. Flipping some fish. Ooh, solid fish. Great fish. All well cooking fish right there. Oh, well. Still good. 5-second roll. And there we go. Without tipping it over, we got some fresh fish. We got some rice. We got a fish. Looking at that jig, which I'm pretty sure doesn't have any bait. This one doesn't have any bait. We'll get some bait on this guy. Get him back down. Oh, I think I'm getting bit here. Yep, maybe it did have bait. Some great action while still, whoa, eating. And that guy got off, flipped right back around, which is okay because it was a little guy. One thing to always remember is it's important to keep your carcasses, even if you are eating the fish, keep your carcasses. Anytime you're ice camping like this, it is also very helpful to bring a lot of plastic bags. You just never know what you're going to use them for. Now, time to finally eat. Hot. Woo. Woo. Why didn't you warn me that was going to be hot? It only just came out of a piping hot pan of oil. There's just something that's so cool about camping out on the ice, catching some fish and cleaning them and eating them right away. Ever since I was a young kid, I mean, that is something that I've always enjoyed. And is it practical? Not really. Could I drive out here, fish, bring the fish back home? Absolutely. But there's just something that's so cool about being out in nature, being out on the lake, spending the night on the lake. It is just something that brings me back to my childhood, something that really just kind of instills that sense of adventure. And so if you haven't yet, I would highly recommend it. Make sure you take all the proper precautions, you know, with your carbon monoxide detector and just all of those things. I will give a run through of my shack here in a little bit, but for now, I'm gonna keep eating. I think I am throwing in the towel. Good stuff. This little Coleman heater like this is just awesome for cooking on. Nice and compact, easy to use. I don't cook on the ice a ton. Sometimes I'll use the piece that goes right on top of the buddy heater, But this one does get a little bit hotter. That one you have to keep on there for quite a while to get it to get up to the correct temperature. So this, when I know I'm going to be overnighting or going to be cooking some fish on the ice, this thing is just awesome. Well, now that I've got things tidied up a little bit, I suppose I can give you a little tour. All right, starting over in the door corner, you can see I got my Norfin liner hanging up right now because I got super sweaty, even in just my liner, kind of setting this bad boy up. We have the door here. I love these walk-through doors, these wide bottom doors. They are so nice for getting in and out of. And one thing that I did is I actually threw my bibs up against there because I couldn't bank it up with snow. So one, to get them out of the way, and two, to help insulate it just a little bit more. Got my bibs hanging up against there. Over here, I have a couple crates that I just flipped upside down so I can keep some of this stuff off the ground a little bit more. I've got my Arclab shuttle with the amped outdoors 48 amp hour battery, and that thing is just awesome. I can fish for so long and not have to worry about battery. You can see I have the USB plugins here. That is powering both my GoPro and my main camera. How I kind of have my hole situated, I have one kind of in the middle, but still far enough away from the cot that it doesn't have going to cause issues of dropping stuff in the hole. And I have them kind of offset here. I cut those holes out of these foam mats. These are just those foam interlocking mats. And once I get a situation that I like and that I want to keep, I will likely cut some of those, cut some of the puzzle pieces and tape them together. That way they last a little longer. I've done that with my one for my flip over and I really like it. Over here we've got a power pack, just a little homemade one with an amped 32 amp hour. That thing has juice to power these lights like this for days. These are the Hog Outdoors lights, and so far so good. Haven't used them a whole lot, but liking them so far. I have two there, and then I have one right there. I also have my fan set up right here so I can turn it on and blow the air down, turn the light on if I want, or do both. So have that hanging up at the top. Over here you can see my Wingman by Arclab. This thing is just awesome. It's actually eliminated my need to have a table. I can just slide it right along there, and this thing is super, super helpful. You can see it's got little slots for putting rods in, for drinks, for just holding miscellaneous stuff, for pliers or whatever you want. I put my garbage onto there as well. If you do any fishing out of a hub house, I highly, highly recommend getting this. It's something that's very easy to transport, and it saves you so much space just being able to lock right in there. So if you're interested in that, I will link that down in the description below. I will also link the shuttle, the battery, all of that stuff in the description below as well. If you're interested in looking into any of that, those will be in the description. Over in this corner, I have my chair. Just throw my cooler in that corner. And then back over here is where I have my cot. I sometimes bring a sleeping bag, but actually I found a blanket works better for me because I move like crazy. Otherwise, throw everything else under the cot and stays pretty tidy in here. This floor I just picked up this week from Marketplace. Otherwise, I think that is kind of the rundown of the place. I'll try to do a little bit more of a farther wide angle here for you. You can see I'll just kind of pan around. Quite a bit of space in here. Really like it for one person. Got plenty of space. You can even fit two people in here fairly easily. But yeah, so far, really liking this setup. I'm sure there's going to be things that I tweak as I go. But for the first time out in this specific house with this floor plan, etc., I am very happy. Well, I think that's going to do it for the night. Things slowed down significantly after, I'd say, 7:30-ish. Kind of after we got done eating and putting everything away. Saw a few fish maybe cruising through, but nothing bit. So we got the finicky foolers set up with some bells on the flag. So hopefully it will wake me up when they go off. Hopefully they will go off. See if we can get some nighttime cruisers. Otherwise, I'm going to hit the hay and we'll see you in the morning if there's no fish. Well, we got woken up by a little flag and a little crappie. So one fish through the night so far. Well, I'm up and at 'em, getting packed up. Need to leave right at daybreak here in order to make it back in time for church. But if you have any questions on any of my setup, feel free to leave those in the comments. If you have any questions on gear, I'll put all those links in the description below if you're interested in checking any of that out. But as always, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.